Hi and welcome to another narrative presented by yours truly, Cryptids Roost. If you enjoy this and other stories, please be so kind as to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. This will help with the YouTube's algorithm and will promote the channel more. Now, even though I'm not yet monetized by YouTube, I have now created some awesome merch for you guys. So please be so kind as to visit redbubble.com/people/cryptids-roost and grab yourself a t-shirt, mug, wall clock or even a shower curtain, or whatever grabs your fancy. The link is in the description. Oh, and thank you all for helping us to reach that first milestone of 100 subscribers. Next milestone will be 500. I'm sure we can do it. Oh, and don't forget to leave a comment. Maybe tell us how you would handle the upcoming situations. So grab yourself a coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. The Mysterious Life of a Cryptid Hunter, Part 2. This brilliant series is written by Reddit user TheThickFrog15. Hello, I'm Josh. You probably know me from the story my friend Tom posted. And yes, I'm a chemist and part-time cryptid hunter, mixing salt and water by day, hunting monsters by night. It pays quite well, and getting outside is a good change to my usual indoor type job. But let's get to how I found the profession. I grew up in New Jersey. I loved nature at that age. I remember walking around the Pine Barrens with Tom. We were about 16 years old, so we were borderline brain dead when it came to safety, but we were walking around when Tom froze. "What the hell is that?" he asked. I replied, "Jersey Devil?" The monster looked 10 feet tall, probably 70 pounds, goat head, with almost adorable looking wings. It saw us and screeched, and then charged. Tom and I ran like hell straight to Tom's dad's house, the Jersey Devil chasing us all the way there. When we got there, Tom banged on the door. It was locked. I couldn't get it open. I searched the ground for a weapon. I found a good-sized stick and held my ground. The devil stopped and cocked his head sideways and gave me a confused look. It's probably never seen a human stand up to it. Then a shotgun blast took off most of its head. Tom's dad walked up to the corpse, gave it a kick and spoke. "Never seen a devil die so quickly. It must have been unhealthy." "Excuse me, what the heck?" I responded. Tom's dad replied, "Did Tom ever tell you I was a cryptid hunter?" Cut to 4 years later, I was wandering through that same patch of barrens where that event took place with a pretty high hunting rifle. I was quietly thinking about whether I should have a pack of instant noodles or order pizza when the devil struck. It jumped onto me, slashing the hell out of my torso. I kicked it off and fired a shot into its chest. It screeched again and slashed 3 deep scars into my face. I nailed it with the butt of my rifle and bashed the butt again into its stomach. I fired into its head, killing it. "Ha! I think we've been here before, haven't we?" I said, laughing. I loaded the corpse into my truck and drove away. That was my 20th mission. Now cut to about a month after the Wendigo incident. I was 21, in a restaurant, munching on some hot wings, when Tom, his new girlfriend Emily, Jaden and Bob walked through the doors. "Sup, Tom?" I said. "Hey, what's up, Josh?" Tom replied. Emily, Bob and Jaden watched as me and Tom did our handshake, which was made to be obnoxiously long and ended with a high five. We were enjoying a happy time for a bit when Bob spoke. "I have news for you guys." And I replied, "What?" "Skinwalker is news, right?" Bob responded. "Oh boy," Tom exclaimed. "Jaden, the jokester he is, what about the Skinwalker? Is his name Gerald and he makes little hats for people in need?" "His name is Paul, actually," said Emily. An agent named Paul had accidentally dabbled in dark magic and became a skinwalker, who was now prowling through the Florida Everglades. I was surprised that a cryptid hunter would be that big of an idiot to do that. I nearly choked on the hot wing I was eating. A skinwalker in Florida. The only way it could be more out of its roaming distance than in Florida is if it was in Antarctica or at the bottom of the ocean. I finished my wings and sipped the half-empty soda I had and then spoke. "Damn, that's crazy," Tom replied. "All that build-up for a damn that's crazy?" "I disappoint people when surprised," I responded. We talked for a bit and eventually dipped out the door. I was wandering the streets towards my apartment when I heard a rustling and a tapping and a weak hissing noise. I spun around to see a pale white entity slip into a dark alleyway. I skulked into the same alleyway when I heard a voice. "Good day to you, Josh." I followed up with, "Show yourself." I then saw a 10-foot, mostly white figure slip out from behind a dumpster. It had no facial features, minus a piercing, bloodshot eye, codename Pale. In spite of having no mouth, its breath made a weak hissing noise. Pale's chest was ripped with infected holes and scars. Pale's chest was wrapped up crudely in bandages which fluttered from the gusts of air coming out of some of the holes. "My chest was ripped with shotgun shells. I was able to breach containment from the morgue and killed all I saw," said Pale. "Didn't Tom kill you?" I said. "The important word is tried. He tried to kill me," said Pale. Pale's chest convulsed viciously as he coughed. It was pretty obvious that Pale was holding on to life with sheer luck. I grabbed a steel bar and made sure that it was visible. Pale stared at the bar. Pale's eyes suddenly fixed his gaze at me and turned more blood red than normal. "You will put the bar down." He spoke to me through telekinesis. I tried to contact him that same way. "I will not." Pale froze. His eye turned less bloodshot. I brought the bar down onto his head. Pale dodged and jumped straight up onto a building and ran away. The day after, I was assigned another mission, the Skinwalker. And my reinforcements? The whole gang, minus Mike, because he was busy. I was driving the Jeep, taking in the swampiness of the Everglades. It was 8 o'clock at night. We were joking around about something regarding Tom and Emily. Tom was dishing out some 6 out of 10 insults, while Emily was dropping straight bombs onto the group, even roasting Tom. When I saw a slim, tall figure with a wooden mask as well as large wood-like stalks for limbs, a skinwalker. It stood there, staring. I knew that skinwalkers can possess anyone who locks eyes with it, so I told everyone to close their eyes, and that's when the skinwalker jumped onto the car. It was seldom making any single noises as it tore into the top of the car. I told everyone to get out. I grabbed my shotgun and fired. It leapt off the car, splashing into the water. Emily fired a handgun. The bullet zipped into the water. The skinwalker morphed into a fish and dove into the water. Bob and Jaden jumped into the water, snorkels on. We knew that a battle in the Everglades meant getting wet. The river was pretty wide, so the two bastards had to separate. The skinwalker rose out of the water and grabbed Bob, so Bob plunged a dagger into the walker. Bob was thrown into a bush. Jaden got out and shot his rifle, ripping up the skinwalker. Tom fired his M16. The bullets tore up the skinwalker. The walker finally let out a roar. It clambered out the water, chasing Jaden, when suddenly a white figure, 10 feet tall, jumped onto the 6-meter monster. It was Pale. Pale ripped at the skinwalker's back, screeching with rage. The skinwalker stared at Pale. Pale stared back. The skinwalker screamed and shook its head. It reached around and threw Pale. Cue another barrage of bullets. The skinwalker kept fighting though, and Pale stumbled on and jumped on the skinwalker once more. It slammed Pale hard into a boulder. The boulder shattered, but Pale was still able to shake it off and keep fighting. We kept our barrage of bullets going, but it did jack shit when I heard Pale speak to me. "Josh, get your Molotov cocktails. "The fire will kill the skinwalker." And I replied, "But it'll kill you." And Pale responded, "Like I'll care." Pale was ready to die. I quickly fished out a cocktail and prepared it. Pale got the skinwalker in a full Nelson, and I tossed it onto the walker. The skinwalker roared and screeched. It tried to get to the water, but Pale held firm. He looked at me with a little joy in his eyes. I was almost sad for him when he spoke. "Later, Josh. Although I only knew you for a bit, you were easily the nicest person I ever met." "Let go of me!" screamed the skinwalker. "Sorry, Paul. You and I need to sit a little bit longer," said Pale. The skinwalker went limp, and eventually Pale went limp as well. I was still a little sad that Pale was dead, but I still have plenty of things to worry about. I got everyone to the car and we drove away. Cut till now. I am now a Redditor. Me and Tom are 36. I have a lovely German Shepherd named Dakota, and I'm living a good life while hunting cryptids. Wow, that was an awesome episode. Now if you enjoyed listening to this installment, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile, ThickFrog15, and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. Thank you for listening. Now if you enjoyed my narration, then please feel free to like and share the video. Leave a comment below. Maybe tell us how you would handle these situations. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tap that notification bell, then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Even though I'm not yet monetized by YouTube, I have created some awesome merch for you guys. So please be so kind as to visit redbubble.com/people/cryptids-roost and grab yourself a t-shirt, mug, wall clock, or even a shower curtain, whatever grabs your fancy. The link is in the description. Now have you had any cryptid sightings, paranormal or supernatural encounters, or even had a creepy or terrifying situation you would like to share? Or have you even written a CreepyPasta story that you would like me to narrate? You could submit all your stories, etc. to cryptidsroost@gmail.com. And if you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit and Discord. If you would like to support the channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/Cryptids Roost. Again, that will also be below. And thank you. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not.